Hey everybody, welcome to episode 48 of The Blade Job. Better than 47.
Better.
Probably.
Anything's better than 47.
My name is High Voltage Scott Perkins.
Let us know in the comments below if you liked 47, though.
Nobody did. My name is High Voltage Scott Perkins, and last
did.
week we were pretty high.
We knew that Omar did not like 47.
We also had no content last week.
we did. We just did not talk about it. You can follow me on Twitter at High Voltage 1987. Jert, do your thing.
Did you
At
change
the
your
Blade,
handle back?
shut the fuck up.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! It's Blade Job Perkins. Don't listen. Don't listen to that last bit. Edit that shit out, trash can.
Don't do it. Shut up. Follow the show at The Blade Job Show. Also follow me at Blade Job JRT. That's where I do my nerdy shit. That's not wrestling.
The other nerdy shit.
The other nerdy shit.
And you can follow me, Joseph Nolan, at John_Olin.
Joe Nolan.
I'm just going to start doing it until it's not funny anymore.
Yeah. You're going to be waiting a while.
Joke's on you, kid.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to start the timer.
You can also follow Trashcan at SteelTrashcan.
.com.
Sometimes it's witty banter. Sometimes it's nothing for days. We'll see.
I wonder if steeltrashcan.com is...
It's got to be a
It's
thing.
just sexy pictures of a trash can.
Trash cans and lingerie? I'm down with that.
Sex trash can.
Yeah, you would be.
Fucking weird.
You fucking weirdo.
It's like manningface.com.
Spotify,
Spotify,
iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play,
Stitcher.
YouTube, Stitcher, YouTube's especially. Like, I like those subs. I like that number to go up.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube is pretty cool because...
If more people subscribe to it, I would feel more inclined to put video content
That's
other
true.
than just the podcast.
You can watch us do things.
Behind these nice Dave Cole paintings.
Yep, we do have sick Dave Cole
Dave
paintings
Cole.
at Davey Painting. I saw on Twitter this morning, he did an Orange Cassidy Funko Pop,
That's pretty cool.
and it is wonderful. Dave Cole is an amazing artist. You should own pieces of his art. I
Yeah,
own
in
a
Trash
few.
Can, you should put in the Dave Cole bumper at the beginning of this episode. Why not? God damn it, stop it.
Yeah, some celebrity street cred.
Yeah, we've got like two. We've got him and Dijak.
I would do Dijak too.
You would do Dijak, eh?
No, not my type.
You don't like him tall and muscular?
Like a dude. Is he tall, dark, and handsome? No, he's small, pale, and beautiful. Did you watch
Prince,
that?
Not yet.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I saw a snippet of it where he's like dressed as Prince.
Yes. We're talking about the show Blackish. They did a Prince episode, and Joe Nolan is a big fan of Prince.
Prince. I like Prince pasta.
Prince, yeah, that's Wednesday.
They got good pasta.
Wednesday, Prince Spaghetti Night.
Is that-
Anthony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
true.
used to do commercials
I remember, yeah.
back in the day.
I don't make my own sauce, though, because I think that's, like, way too much work. Well, I mean, I'll buy, like, a jar of sauce, but then I'll customize it. You put other
Yes.
shit in it.
No, you just
Yeah.
add like 9 cloves of garlic.
Also,
and you're like,
I also
there you
love
go.
that we
Some butter and cheese.
a nice little like social study that no one did a follow Friday yesterday or Friday,
Yo,
which clearly indicates that if you're not at work, you're not thinking about what to post on Twitter.
Yo, I didn't do
I didn't
shit
either.
on Friday. I got up at like 8 o'clock, and I think I sat down at the computer, and when I got back up from the computer, it was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I got to go to work, and then no journeyman showed up except for our foreman. So then we flipped a coin, and I guess I lost or won, but I got to go home.
That's nice.
I mean, it sucks because I still woke up at like 5:30, put a million layers on, getting ready to work outside, and then my foreman was like, "Nah, one of you guys has to go home."
At least it wasn't Thursday, because Thursday was cold as shit.
Yeah, Thursday was super cold. But I like had my bibs. I was like, "Am I putting these on?" He's like, "No, you're gonna be inside today, if anybody shows up." And then nobody showed up, so that was cool. Missed out on a day's pay, but it's okay. I get to hang out
You
with
got
the
to
kids.
stay warm.
I get to stay warm. Got to hang out with the kids. Watch Daredevil. It was pretty cool.
And then turn it off because your children are not old enough.
Oh my god, yeah. My son was taking a nap, and then he woke up and came downstairs as Karen Page is getting choked out in a fucking jail cell. It was like, oh. All right, let's put
Paw
on,
Patrol.
Let's put on something less violent. Here's the Power Rangers.
Oh, they're also violent. Just
Yeah.
not quite as violent.
It's just sparklers.
Yeah.
I never got that. Like, your sword hits someone and sparks fly out.
Well, I never got. They were like fighting downtown, knocking over buildings, and then they showed a news report and they were like, the Power Rangers saved the day. There were no casualties. It's like, dude, I just watched like fucking several apartment buildings get collapsed.
That's what I like about the Marvel and the DC movies. They actually make that a point to be like, yeah, they're heroes, but they also fucked everything up.
Well, I wonder if they would have in the Superman ones if everybody didn't make a big stink about Superman destroying literally half the town.
Superman sucks.
Batfleck's awesome though.
No.
It was seeing him for the first
He was
time
the
in a bat
bomb in
suit
Phantoms, yo.
was when I realized I don't care who Bruce Wayne is. I just like Batman. It could be Steve Buscemi, and I'd be
that'd be
100%
great.
down.
I'd watch that movie. Anyways,
It could be Nic Cage.
someone say a wrestling word.
Armbar.
Yep.
I just got a visual of Steve Buscemi in a fucking Batman costume. I can't do it. I'm done for the day.
It's like Nic Cage's Superman.
You're out of your element, Scotty.
Oh my god. I love Steve Buscemi. He's a New York City firefighter.
He is.
Yeah.
And he didn't make a big deal out of it.
No.
Because he's not that person.
No.
Yeah.
Unlike David Lee Roth, who was an EMT and talked about it all the time.
You can't even like sing words anymore, just scats. So anyway,
So I might as well jump your heart with this.
I saw them a
defibrillator.
couple years ago, and he did a whole segment where he showed a slideshow of all his dogs.
Enzo Amore, remember that guy?
Yeah, no,
His
real one.
consensual penis,
Cup of haters.
cup of haters. Well, he was thrown out of Survivor Series by a cup of haters.
Yeah, the same woman who tried to stop Gronkowski from jumping the barricade at WrestleMania before the referee told her that he was part of the show.
Yeah, she is a future Hall of Famer at this
Oh,
point.
absolutely.
She's
Celebrity
just there
winning Hall of Famer.
Here's Sarah. She throws out all of the celebrities. I mean,
What is her name? Is it Laura or something like
I
that?
don't know. I just made up Sarah. That sounds like a woman's name.
It's very good. Yes, it is a woman's name.
In some countries, yes.
In some
Yes.
countries, there are women named Sarah.
Yep.
But no.
Is Sarah a unisex name? Are there
know.
boys named Sarah?
Well, there's also Courtney and
No.
Ashley's that are boys, so I don't know.
Well, Courtney, I don't agree with. Ashley, I can
Yeah,
kind
Ashley's
of understand.
totally a
Because
dude's
Ash, fucking
Ashley Cole, Ashley Schaefer BMW,
Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum.
I always thought those were Ashtons or something.
Well,
I mean,
Ash
they could be.
in Evil Dead. His name's Ashley.
Yep,
Oh, is it?
That's
Yeah.
true.
The great Bruce Campbell.
But yes, the great Enzo Amore, real one. He showed up at Survivor Series and was like,
In the worst costume ever.
yeah, it was like a sick.
How did they not
Fucking
catch
wait.
it? You know that he was walking around going, "How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?"
So this was a week after he got thrown off a plane for vaping, naturally, and so he
Popular culture tells me he's a douche.
got yeah, you know.
He was on his hoverboard.
Yeah, he was vaping on a plane, got thrown off. Somebody yelled, "How you doing?" I think we meant to talk about this last week, but
We did.
did we talk about it?
No.
No, we meant to.
We meant to. I don't know. We didn't even smoke that much weed. I was just like really high.
No,
It was
I
not
didn't smoke
good.
at all.
I know you didn't.
you're just bad.
You just sat in awkward silence while JRT and I went.
I asked you guys if you wanted to talk about anything. You were like, "Let's just wing it."
And we said yes, and we had all these ideas and talked about none of them. Anyway, so he then shows up at Survivor Series and is like, "How you doing?" And his shirt said, "I'm doing great." And he was like, "Eh," and they said, "Get the fuck out." I hope it was like that scene in Casino where they use his head to open the door and just like fucking smash him out of there.
Do you think he's had to pawn any of his shit off yet? Like that stupid Air Jordan clock that he has?
No, because he's probably, like, you gotta understand, when someone has any little bit of fame, it doesn't matter how badly it ended, you're still gonna get some sort of endorsement deals. You're
That's
still gonna
true.
get, like, he's still gonna get a royalty check one way or the other from the
true.
network.
Yep.
He's not gonna get a ton, but,
Yep.
you know, I think legally they have to pay him royalties.
Yeah,
At least for some amount of time.
I don't. It sucks because I still feel bad why he got kicked out of WWE. You know, like
He made the situation worse because regardless
Yeah.
of
Yes.
if he was exonerated or not,
yeah, he
the
didn't
fact
say
that he
anything.
didn't handle it well.
Yeah.
And the moment you get exonerated and all of a sudden you release a diss track, like you're not doing yourself any favors.
He wasn't coming back.
I'll
at
argue that
point.
it probably was the best thing for him because if he didn't talk about this, if something actually did happen down the line, and given how he's acted since,
Yeah.
it was only a matter of time.
Right. The guy's a super douche, but you know, it's unfortunate that you lose your job for something that you didn't do.
We'd still probably have both of them.
I mean, I'm totally fine with not having either.
No, me either.
It's so bizarre. If you asked me a year ago if I thought Carmella would be the most successful, I would have laughed in your fucking face.
It's true.
Or a year and a half ago, maybe. I don't know.
Well, especially now where they've pulled her out of her quote unquote main event spot and they've put her in a mid card role, and I think she really is excelling in that role because
Yes.
I do think that she has potential to be very, very talented in ring. But I think that she spent so much time as a manager that she didn't really get her chance to shine because she had a couple okay matches as champion. She never had a fucking banger. She never had like a 5-star. This match you got to see, but she did okay.
Right. She's the type of wrestler, like, if she's on a card, I'm not going to go, oh, no, Carmella's wrestling. But if she's on a card, I'm also not going to go, oh, yay, Carmella's wrestling. Like, she is my female Miz. Like, if she's there, okay, cool. Like, you can expect a decent match. If she's not there, okay, cool. You can...
And you'll probably get better matches out of her now that she's with people that are at her level.
Yes.
She was at SmackDown when they were in Worcester.
Yeah.
And she beat Becky Lynch, and that match was great. Even though it was like a rush, like, pre-dark match.
Yeah.
And they clearly just wanted her to win in her hometown.
Yeah. See, I don't think she's nearly on the level as Becky Lynch, but
No, but Becky is one of those people that can play down.
Yes.
It's harder with Charlotte and people like that.
if you I feel like a feud with Naomi would be good. Like a good wrestler, not great.
Yep.
It's funny too because like on a wrestling standpoint, she's better than Ronda, but she
Yes.
doesn't have a name yet.
Right.
Ronda is 90% name, 10% in ring, where Carmella.
Well, I give her, honestly, she's up to like 30% in ring.
She's definitely getting better.
Like her match with Charlotte at Survivor Series, which we'll talk about later, was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Her acting really surprised me in that because I thought that was going to be the hardest thing for her was pretending that things hurt. And
I think the
no,
fact that
she
things
actually
really did
got the
hurt.
shit.
well,
beat
I know,
out of
but I
her.
think it's got to be hard to gauge like what. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to pretend is hurts?
How much pain should
Exactly.
I be in? Yeah.
I mean, a good 40% of wrestling is your sell.
Yeah.
Like, you got to sell, like, that's, I mean,
And that's why Shawn Michaels is the greatest of all time.
She's gotta get rid of
Nobody
that
could
pouty
sell like
face,
Shawn
though.
Michaels.
yeah, but nobody
Yeah.
can no-sell like Shawn Michaels, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, his match against Hogan.
Dude, I love
fucking masterpiece.
I love that EC3 and Dream did a part of that.
Yeah. Just absolute masterpiece.
Speaking of wrestlers who are no longer in WWE, did you see Damian Sandow got a recurring role on an NBC sitcom that's coming out?
Yeah, because
Yep.
he's officially, like, he's been retired for, like, a year.
Yeah.
I want to focus on acting.
He's a local guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
from
he's
Oxford.
Is he
from
from
Oxford.
Oxford? Yeah. I think we've talked
friend
about
went to high
that
school with him.
on the show several times.
My buddy used to work with his dad.
Yeah.
My friend beat him in a backyard wrestling match and talks about it all the time. Apparently, he had the same gimmick. It was the "I'm better than you, you're welcome" gimmick.
They do that a lot in the wrestles.
Yeah, there's always got to be one.
Yeah. MJF does it pretty well.
Saw a Burberry scarf last night. Made me think of MJF.
It probably wasn't a real Burberry scarf. Those are like
Neither
$800.
Neither is his.
No.
Did you see him get called out for eating a hot dog by his girlfriend?
No.
He was apparently supposed to be dieting and not eating bread, and Stokely posted a picture. I think it was Stokely posted a picture of MJF eating a hot dog at a show, and he like tweeted it out, and then his girlfriend was like, "You are caught! Like, I've been doing good my ass," and MJF was like, "This isn't me." Like, he literally threw him his own self under
Speaking
the
of
bus.
his girlfriend, Alley Cat is one of my favorite female performers.
Oh, she's great.
She's awesome.
Wait, that's his
Yeah,
girlfriend?
Alley Cat.
Oh,
That's
no
why.
shit.
I know. I
at-
shouldn't have
at
said his
Halloween-
girlfriend. I should have said Alley Cat.
At Halloween,
The fuck, man?
their what's his name? Their coach.
Coach Mamone.
Yeah, he was dressed up as Alley Cat, like wearing like her ring gear and had the whiskers and everything. It was
Dude,
really
we get
funny.
Mamone versus Green today.
Good for you. I'm gonna be napping and watching on.
Tournament for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Tag tournament for.
Also, it's not today. It's tomorrow or yesterday.
It's not tomorrow, dum dum.
Trash Can's doing a delay, I think.
No, Trash Can's just kind of staring off into space.
You playing Supercard?
Hey, you do not communicate with Trash Can. He is an inanimate object.
I'm gonna communicate with Trash Can. You guys ignore him all the time.
All right.
I don't.
No,
Turn his mic off. We're done.
Trash Can doesn't have a mic.
No, Joe Nolan.
It just picks up on ours.
Anyways, so we were talking
Keep
about
John
Enzo.
Owens on.
Enzo got kicked out from Survivor Series for being a douche.
And Survivor Series was also a thing that happened.
But after he got kicked out, did you see that he was in the parking lot putting flyers for his rap show on everyone's car?
Yeah.
Man, I would love to go see it and just be like, "Yep, this is a thing," and then leave after
I've seen
30
this.
seconds.
He would be at the Palladium with like 10 people.
No, he would be at like
The Raven.
yeah.
Oh God, the Raven.
Yeah, the Raven's dope.
Dude.
It's just in a really shitty part of town.
Uber there. Don't park your car.
Yeah.
Well, there's like 8 parking spots.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely Uber there. But we had Bork Lobster against Daniel Bryan.
I actually liked it. I didn't hate it. I just don't. But here's the thing. Even though Bork is champion,
Yes.
this match wasn't about the belt, and I think that made me like it more.
Yeah.
Because I have no major issues with Brock Lesnar. He's a name, and this proved it. When he wants to work, he is a talented wrestler.
Yes. He's an incredible.
He has a great sell.
Yeah.
This is the first time in a long time that he was in a match that was supposed to tell a story.
Yeah,
It was clearly supposed to put Daniel over as a heel.
for
and
a brief second. I believed that Brock Lesnar loved pro wrestling again. For a brief second, I was like, you could see it in his eyes, the way he sold the low blow, the way he sold the knee strikes, the way he sold the kicks. Like, for a brief second, you're like, this is a kid who got into the business and actually was enjoying what he was doing. Now he's just a jaded rich dude who's just like money, money, money.
My favorite Brock is after he's done a move that wipes his guy out, that little taunt that he does when he's in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite Brock. Like, when he takes it in and, like, enjoys everybody booing him.
He's great at just like being a dick.
Yeah.
But sometimes he's a dick to the point where you're like, this isn't entertaining. But
Exactly.
like when he's
You can tell when he doesn't care and when he cares, when he's being a dick.
I think he was happy to be wrestling someone
different.
That wasn't Roman.
That wasn't Roman.
Braun.
It wasn't Braun. It wasn't,
Samoa
AJ
Joe.
again. It was, it was
Goldberg.
it was like he was doing something different because he hasn't wrestled a small, like he hasn't wrestled a guy like Daniel Bryan in years.
This might be the best Brock match since the original Suplex City match.
Yeah.
Oh, the squash against Cena at SummerSlam.
Which also told the story.
Yeah.
It did. You squashed John Cena. That was to me, that was the most shocking moment in a long time.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who you were. There was no one on Twitter, and I guarantee people were like, oh, I called that.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Nobody called John Cena getting squashed because John Cena doesn't get squashed.
Right.
He's John fucking Cena.
Even so, it was probably that, and then I did like Goldberg Brock at Mania.
It was short and sweet and to the point.
It was exactly what was for the two of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was one of the rare opportunities where WWE creative actually sat down and booked something logically.
Yep.
That had a big fight feel to
And
it. That
Brock
was,
acted. He sold things like he was supposed to.
Yep. Yeah, that was good. Who else did we have? We had Ronda Rousey against Miss Charlotte Flair and not Becky Lynch.
Boo the woo.
She tried to be Becky, though.
Yes, Becky Lynch had a broke up
I'm
face.
starting to think that was what was going to happen one way or the other.
Yep.
They just used it as an opportunity to turn her heel because they want to put her and Becky back together.
It's not going to work.
Oh, as heels, because they can literally like play up like we are now a dynasty. We have someone who's born into the business, someone who has loved the business since they were a kid. We are wrestlers, and they can pull that whole like, Kimberly style. I'm a wrestler. I don't know what the fuck you are.
It's going to bring it so it's going to end with them against each other again, and probably Charlotte beating Becky, and I'm just not interested in that.
I don't think it'll end that way. I honestly think that this is going to be a way to finally bring Asuka back into the main event.
It's going to be a Lady Mega Powers, and then somebody's going to grab somebody's butt while they're holding them on their shoulder, and then it's going to be silly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just want to think about Becky's butt?
No.
But now you are.
Now I am.
Did you guys hear about Alexa possibly being Raw general manager?
Yeah, I mean, no.
I still think she's got a lot of years left.
Yeah,
Despite
like
the concussion.
I feel
No,
like
she's just got it's a minor injury. It's not the first one she's had either. It's
Right.
like people just like to assume things, and then they like to, oh, if I say this outlandish thing and then they're the 1% that it turns out to be true, I look fucking smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what, I love the early rumors for WrestleMania 39. It's like, the fuck are you like, they've already started talking about like rumors of 35, and it's like, just like all the rumors of Evolution a week before the show that none of them turned out to be true because clearly someone just printed shit out and was like, yep, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, internet.
It's
like,
really not that hard to do. You go to like a concert at a venue, take a picture of a piece of paper you saw there, and it looks like it's legit.
yeah.
it's just stupid.
Shinsuke against Seth? How did you like that match?
It was slower than I
It
expected.
was 10 minutes too long.
It was a little long. It's because the beginning was so slow. It was them, quote unquote, feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of the feeling out phase unless you
Unless
really
you're
have
Sabre Jr.
Well, unless you have something
guy I
planned
cannot
where
get
it
behind.
goes from 0 to 60 mid-match, like it
Yeah.
just goes. They didn't really do that. I honestly think that because Shinsuke, we all know how good he is.
Those are two of the best that WWE has.
Shinsuke, I think for the past 2 years since he's been main roster, in NXT he was still allowed to wrestle the Japanese style.
Yeah.
He's really having trouble getting accustomed to an American style of wrestling, and it's not his fault. And that's why, like, with him and AJ, there were glimmers of brilliance in their matches.
Yeah.
But they were both trying to dumb down what they do.
Yeah, like AJ and Shinsuke, if you made like a super cut of their matches, you could have a really good match.
It's like
but
cutting
it's
together
like,
the prequel trilogy of Star Wars
Yes.
into one movie.
Yes. Who did that? I think
Zach
Eric
Braff.
Eric Foreman did that.
Yeah, it was
now he's
Topher
like a
Grace.
film editor.
Yeah, and
that
he said
70s
the
show?
only people that's seen it is like him and like George Lucas.
Yeah.
And he supercut all 3 of the prequels to one movie.
Wait,
and apparently,
Topher Grace did that?
Yeah, apparently it's phenomenal.
Yep. Which is pretty dope. And I heard there's also a version of episode 1 where they just take out any scene with Jar Jar, and I guess it's super good.
Have you heard the rumor, which I 100% am behind, that he's actually a Sith Lord?
Jar
Yeah, that
Jar
rumor's
Binks.
been going around since episode 1.
Dude, it's 100% believable, and I'm like 100% on board with it.
Yeah, you're new to the club.
No, I mean I've heard it for years. I'm just now we're gonna talk.
The rumor was kind of ruined because the rumor was he was Darth Plagueis, but then we saw Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, not Plagueis. Anyways. Who's the guy from the new ones?
Darth.
No, it wasn't a Darth.
Oh, Count Dooku.
Snoke. Supreme Lord Snoke.
Yeah.
It was something like. Anyways, moving on.
Those new ones.
Anyway, so before Survivor Series, there were Survivor Series matches.
I like both the men's and women's. I thought were really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Just saying.
I'm sick of Braun going over.
He's going to continue going over forever.
It makes Braun matches unwatchable to me because I know it's going to happen, and there's no.
Well, it's because that the only person who's really beaten him fairly was Roman, and now they don't have Roman anymore. So they need to.
And Brock, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right now, what's happening with Braun is they're scrambling to figure out what to do because it was him, Brock, and Roman, and all of a sudden they don't have Roman anymore, and it doesn't really make sense to just throw Braun into that match because now he has to go through Baron Corbin first or some shit, and Baron Corbin. It boggles my mind because he is a talented wrestler.
Yep.
And he's a natural striker because he actually is a boxer.
I do like his run through lariat that he does.
His finisher, his signature, like the end of days and the God, what's the other one called? The blackout or something like that. I don't know.
I think it is blackout. I almost wanted to say black something.
Yeah. Anyways, they're really
He's so
good.
dull.
He is. Well, the thing is, to me, is he doesn't know what to do with his face, if that makes sense.
He
just has one of those faces that you just want to punch.
He lets the crowd get to him too much.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like,
and then he does that stupid fucking slide through the ropes and then run back in, and it's like, oh.
But see,
well, that's
I like
not his
that.
fault. That's what they tell him to do.
It's fine if you do it like.
You talking about the lariat?
No. Yeah, I guess so.
It's better than Roman's dropkick.
Well, everyone has this off like signature move that they happen to do one time, and creative loves it so much they make them do it every match.
You mean like Dean's clothesline?
Yeah.
Which I can't fucking stand
where he
anymore.
bounces. That's a very cool looking move. But
it's a cool
like,
counter.
force
but
it way too much.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing like with the right before the five knuckle shuffle, where everyone always goes to punch John Cena and he happens to duck it every single time.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't let people like you don't let the matches flow organically.
Yeah.
You try. They try so hard to force in the signatures. Nobody ever wins off a signature anymore. They should be able to, because you should essentially, your signature should be your alternate finisher.
They don't even let you do it in 2K. I tried last night.
Yo, I went off of a right hook. So
Tyler Bate is going to kill Matt Cross's rope bounce for me.
Yeah, they do that a lot too.
oh, the shoulder.
And
He does it differently, but it still bothers me.
Well, it's 'cause he's Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
And he's got a mustache.
That's another thing.
One of the most disappointing
Warbeard.
people I've ever met, by the way.
What's that?
One of the most disappointing people I've ever met was Tyler Bate.
Really?
Just did not want to be there. He, Trent Seven was talking the whole time, and Tyler was eating a mozzarella stick, completely ignoring everyone.
I mean, was it a good mozzarella
Yeah, it must
stick?
have been a pretty
It might have been. I mean, give him the benefit of the doubt, it was during that whole New York fiasco where the bus just didn't show up, so they got to Boston by 4 a.m. But
Yeah.
you only have to sell 10 t-shirts for 10 minutes.
Is there such thing as a gourmet mozzarella stick? I'm trying to think.
There's got to be.
They're all the same goddamn thing, and it's every mozzarella stick I've ever had.
Well, it
you're
depends
just
on the seasoning and stuff you put on the breading. I mean,
If you ever go to Lowell again, I don't know the name of the bar, but there's a bar right across the street from the parking lot,
Yeah.
from the parking garage that's right there, and they have really good mozzarella sticks.
Okay.
anyways, before Survivor Series,
Before
the
Survivor
night before,
Series, there was Takeover
Wargames.
Wargames. Where were they?
2.
No,
Chicago?
they were
No,
in
it's
LA.
LA.
LA, that's right. Yeah, so they were at the
Chicago
Staples
is
Center.
next year.
Remember Cassius Ohno, the heel, wore Sacramento colors?
That's true. Yes, Cassius Ohno came out and
He
was
got
like,
squashed.
was like, "Hey, Matt Riddle,
No,
I want to
bro.
fight you."
Yeah.
Bro.
You're too dumb to know that you're not supposed to be out here right now.
And then they wrestled for all of 30 seconds.
Not
and
even.
Yeah.
Joe,
I looked at my phone.
Yeah, Joe Nolan looked down at his phone and then looked up and was like, "Oh, the match is over."
I don't agree with that at all because Riddle's. Why would you bury Cassius Ohno, especially if you're gonna have these two feud together?
Yeah.
Why would you bury him so early in the feud? And not to mention, I usually have nothing bad to say about takeover events. For the first time, that match disappointed me because I was so much looking forward to Ono and Riddle. I was so and people popped and people were cheering. I'm just like, no, do not.
The issue is, where do you go from here?
Right.
Well, yeah, you just ruined the feud.
That's the entire issue. It's it is what it is. Matt Riddle's that kind of guy who could legitimately knock somebody out just with a knee fucking
But
And if you beat
immediately.
the Knockout King in under a second,
Right.
what are you going to do to chomp him?
Right.
Well, Ono has been buried since he got. This is his second
Which
run.
doesn't make sense.
It's his second or third run in NXT.
It's because
Second.
he's husky and
Vince doesn't like
Move him
Well,
up
it's none
like
of Vince's fucking.
He should be Big Show's role right now. He should be up there with the Bar. And people would freaking love him.
Well, yeah,
People
especially-
already like him.
especially with his past with Cesaro and everything.
Right,
yeah.
You could have a really cool faction going on.
right. And then when Sheamus eventually cannot wrestle ever again, you already have
Which
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Sheamus credit because he's already getting up there.
he
and
could
looks
easily
great.
walk away. Well, right, but injury wise, he doesn't have a lot of time left.
Guys, the Bar KO. It writes itself. It was a dad joke, but I 100% stuck with it.
Anyway, two out of 3 falls. Kyrie Sane, Shayna Baszler.
It was okay.
It was fine.
I honestly didn't love it, and that was really worrisome to me because that was 2 matches in a row to take over that didn't wow me, and that's the first time that's ever happened.
Shayna Baszler and her friends suck.
That's the whole thing is we're seeing the exact same thing. Shayna is turning into your Bork Lobster champion, where it's kind of same old shit.
Yeah, she does nothing for
Kairi
me.
Sane is so goddamn unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
And the fact that we
And
got
she's cute as a button.
and a pirate
And a pirate.
and an anime character.
Yeah. Her and Shinsuke are just anime characters.
Yeah, pretty much.
That moonsault though.
Io.
Io Shirai, her fucking moonsault.
So we're obviously looking at like some sort of like team versus team match between Team Kairi and Team Shayna.
Yep.
Which is it's fine, whatever. I'd rather have had that. I don't think they did the worst kind of 2 out of 3 falls match where the first 2 falls happen so quickly.
Yeah.
And that ruins the whole purpose of it because now you're just like it's just a regular match at this point.
Yeah.
It was good technically. Like the wrestling
it
was fine. I just didn't really care for it, and this is probably the first takeover match, or first takeover where like there were matches where I was just kind of like, all right.
Yes.
But
the other 3,
they redeemed themselves with storytelling and amazing wrestling and insane spots and things I've never seen before.
Yeah. Fucking let's talk about goddamn Velveteen Dream against
Nope, we gotta start. Let's do it in
Gargano
order.
Black.
Fine, we'll do it in order. Johnny Gargano, Alistair Black.
The
Holy
first Gargano match
fuck
that I've
shit.
ever liked.
Really?
You're a bad person.
I always think that they're too slow, and he does that weird heavy breathing where it's like he just keeps getting up and running back again, and it usually bothers me.
So-
but this time it was fast enough where it made sense.
The Miz is talented, but Johnny Gargano
I didn't say he
isn't.
wasn't talented. I just said
Well,
it didn't
hold
do
on.
anything for
You
me.
enjoy Miz matches, but you don't. That doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
gonna
One's
go
a piece of
JRT on
shit, and one's Johnny Gargano.
All right, I'm done.
Anyways, this match told.
I was agreeing with him for like,
That lasted as long as the Matt Riddle match.
Yeah.
Fuck him. This match told one of the best stories, I think, for a story that's so fresh, it's so new.
And silly. Let's not forget about that Scooby-Doo bullshit.
Yep.
The Scooby-Doo bullshit was the
Who
best part.
done it?
Especially because Nikki Cross just randomly, I know who did it.
How real William Regal took it
Yeah.
was the best.
But I'm talking about that in-ring story that they
Yes.
told.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That was
God.
one of the finish to that match. I absolve you of your sins. Black Mass 2 was one of my favorite finishes.
Yeah.
in
And Gargano
years.
sold it like a champ.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I came in my pants.
Yeah, no, I did notice.
Okay. Good. The room was kind of dark when we were watching it.
It's okay.
You know,
The cat told us.
The cat. Dude, your cat scratched the shit out of my legs
Cat's
all
a
night.
Dick.
But yes, Alistair Black is just metal Jesus.
Oh, no.
really
That
good.
whole match was fantastic. I loved the spots. I loved the story.
Wait, is metal Jesus just Satan?
No.
Can we get clarification on this, guys?
No.
Is that what Elias's name was in the Indies?
Yeah.
Metal-
Hardcore Jesus.
Hardcore
I think.
Jesus. Yeah, Alistair Black is like his look, his fucking just everything about him.
The perfect thing, and this is gonna sound like either really insensitive or just really douchey, but he's got an accent, but he's got a really clear understanding of English. I don't know how the Netherlands work. I don't know if English is a language that they learn alongside.
It's got to be
In Europe-
Dutch or whatever.
In
Hard
Europe, yeah, like anyone in Germany who's under 30 speaks English just as well as us.
Yeah.
They
Like-
don't get humor, but they speak English. Just
Yeah,
as
they
well
don't.
as
They
us.
don't get like the.
Like my sister-in-law, I can tell her like knock jokes that I
Where
learned
is
when
she
I was
from?
5. She's from Austria, and that like, dude, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
a whole new person to tell jokes. to. But she doesn't understand
Yeah.
them because they
'Cause
don't
I'm
get
sure
humor.
most of them learned him through like Metallica and Pearl Jam and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, like he's so good on the mic.
Yeah, he's great on the mic.
Honestly, Alistair Black is the perfect professional wrestler because he's a big dude, but he's also agile.
He's basically the creator wrestler I've always made. Like
Yeah.
just metal as fuck and great at wrestling.
Yeah,
A giant ass Medusa.
you're 6'4", but you can still hit a moonsault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him versus Braun will be very entertaining.
That's gonna
See if he
be.
can get his leg up that high.
Yep.
Yeah.
him
without looking.
Him versus Drew McIntyre.
I could see him doing it. Yeah.
Like if you bring Black up to the main
God.
roster, put him and McIntyre together, and let them just.
Did that never happen in NXT?
I think it
Let them be super
did,
European.
but I think they need a feud, like a 6-month feud,
Yeah.
like where they don't wrestle each other. They just keep fucking with each other, and it
Yeah.
leads to like a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania match,
Yeah.
and just.
Oh,
Like the Black Mass versus the Claymore kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, battle of the kicks.
Going back
pretty
to Shinsuke for a second, have we ever seen Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke?
Yes.
Yeah,
we
They're his Shinsuke's first match.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It was really good.
Yeah, that's what. I
Because
was trying to think of people that I think
He
would
was
be
allowed
good
to
with.
wrestle the Japanese style in NXT, and Sami Zayn is familiar with the
Yes.
Japanese style.
But I think they would do well on the main roster.
I
too,
miss Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
That's
because
what's
remember when
missing right
Sami
now.
Zayn and
because they made him get rid of that.
Kota Ibushi wrestled in kayaks? You ever see that video? Oh,
Did
it's El
you
Generico.
ever
Yeah.
see Kenny Omega versus someone else in like Kenny Omega's house?
No.
No, that's the first ever that Kenny Omega did that match to show to DDT.
Yeah.
To try to get into DDT.
Oh, no shit.
It was literally a match at like their lake house.
Yeah. There's a guy playing. The guy he challenges is playing Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
in,
and
a
he
shack.
back body drops him off the dock into the lake and stuff. Like, it's super funny. It's amazing. It's a known name too, and I can't remember who it
Yeah.
was.
We'll put a pin in that.
Penis in that. Yep.
Tommaso Ciampa
Tomato Soup Ciampa.
against
Velveteen
Velveteen Dream.
You mean Hulk Hogan version 2.0?
Yes, and I loved that. I love the fact that they were in LA. He comes out in the Hollywood Hogan gear.
And he keeps doing different eras of Hogan, which
Yes,
is my favorite.
And
Eventually, he's gonna come out dressed as fucking Mr. Nanny.
And it's such a good, like, you know that he's doing it in a way that he's like, I grew up with this guy, I like this guy, but I'm also taking it back.
I
Like,
think it's out
you
of
don't need to
spite
be
more
here.
than
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
You don't need to be here because we can do this without you.
Yep. And goddamn, I would watch Dream wrestle 10 out of 10 times over watching Hogan wrestle.
Yeah.
Like then, now, and
Him
forever.
even doing Hogan spots are better than Hogan
Yep.
spots.
I think he should start coming out to
Fucking
like Voodoo
yeah,
Child and shit.
dumbass
yeah.
leg drop.
He doesn't have a chest made of leather.
Not yet.
Um,
He tans a lot. Have you seen the complexion of his skin? Jesus. That
That
got
such a bad
awkward.
joke.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Sorry, guys. Who's darker, Hogan or Dream? I'm going with Hogan, but it was all artificial.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Dream is a guy who shouldn't be as good as he is.
Nope. But
He honestly, he shouldn't be as talented. He wandered into the business.
It's not often that you have someone that's that cocky about being talented that is actually talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean, the cockiness comes from the character, though.
Yeah, but even on Tough Enough, he kind of had that. Like he thought he was going to win the whole time,
Yeah, but I also think on Tough Enough, they were instructed to be in character.
and he promoted them under the table.
I wanna I'm curious as to in 5 years, 10 years, you're not gonna have Randy Orton. You're not gonna have John Cena. You're not gonna have.
We already don't have John Cena.
Well,
He's
yeah.
pretty much done.
But I'm saying just like all the major names that we've had for the last 10, 15 years, they're all gonna be gone for the most part, and all the main guys are going to be guys who have come up from NXT.
It's going to be Ciampa. It's going to be Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
it's going to be Dream.
It's going to be those guys are going to I'm excited for the next 10 years of
Well, especially
WWE.
because that 10 years when the top guys are Ciampa and Owens and Dream and all them, Vince is gone.
Vince is gone.
No offense to Vince McMahon, but you're not. I don't think you're going to live forever. You might. You're Vince McMahon.
I mean, if somebody's going to,
it's going to be Vince.
Yeah.
Vince.
Yep.
He's like
When the
Rob
XFL
Lowe's
takes
character.
off.
Yeah.
He's like Rob Lowe's character in Parks and Rec.
Yep.
Did I tell you that I watched?
But Bizarro.
Bizarro.
I watched right when he announced that they were filming the last season of Casual, which is a Hulu show.
Yeah.
And in that season, they have the NFL's last game ever, and they get shut down because of concussions and everything, and no one's watching. And everybody moved to the XFL because it was a safer option.
That's how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
2020.
Yes.
We're not that far.
No.
Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa.
That was great.
It's another match. It's just like Black and Gargano.
It told a story.
It told a great story. I didn't expect Dream to win. I would have been fine if he did.
Because he's the type that doesn't have to.
Right. Exactly. Much like Ravishing Rick Rude, he doesn't really need
See,
a belt.
I don't like that mentality of someone who doesn't have to win.
Well, he'll win every NXT match he wrestles, and then the next takeover he'll win one. That's what they keep doing with him.
Yep.
It's just, but like as an entire idea of like, oh, he's so good, he doesn't need the belt. It doesn't matter if they need the belt or not. The belt is what sets you apart.
But it has to fit the character at the time too.
Right.
And tell me that a big blingy fucking belt doesn't match.
No, it would look great on him.
He would probably spray paint it purple. He'd probably spray paint Dream on it.
But the story of his character, dude, if he does that, WWE shop, hook that shit up, because it'll be the first title I ever buy.
So
I've got
anyway,
two. One's right there.
Imagine The Miz without the Intercontinental Championship. Like say The Miz goes 3 years without holding a belt. No one's gonna give a fuck.
Yeah.
Except for Joe Nolan.
Well, okay. Let's reverse that.
Because it depends on the story.
Let's reverse that and say The Miz never won the Intercontinental, or he only won it once.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I like this.
His career is, the only real major accomplishment that they talk about all the time is how many times he's held the IC title.
Yes.
So take that away, and is The Miz even still around anymore?
No. Absolutely not.
No, because
and that's what I'm saying.
And he's had that 540 days.
So
He's
needed
been
the belt.
a champion. He's been a champion out of the 6 years he's been there for 4 years. So that's a year and a half that you're taking off.
Way more than 6
way longer than
years.
6 years. The fuck are you talking
He's
about?
been there for like almost 10.
I'm sorry. He's been there 4 years. He's been a champion for 4 years total.
Yeah.
If you add all the time up. So
Yeah.
that takes a year and a half off. So for the 10 years. 2006 is when he got there, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, 2006 because Cena was 04. And Cena's been a champ for 5 years total.
Well,
Yeah.
Cena debuted in 02. Cena debuted during Ruthless Aggression.
Okay.
He started Ruthless
right
Aggression.
after the transition to WWE is when
I believe
Cena
he
debuted.
said Ruthless Aggression.
This is going to bother me.
Anyways, he doesn't even know when his favorite wrestler fucking
I had
debuted.
all these numbers 2 weeks ago.
So anyway, but yes, Velveteen Dream, like he can do okay without a belt. That's it.
Main roster Dream, at the moment, he still has a lot of growing to do as a performer. At the moment, I see him pulling a, mid-card Jericho Miz style thing where he just keeps winning the IC title over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what I see right now.
That white title's going to look so good on him.
With
his gear.
Now, in a year, I could maybe see him winning multiple WWE championships.
Yeah.
Right now, I see him as a high mid-card performer on the main roster.
Yeah.
Which is where his character is.
Yeah,
You're right.
we'll see what happens, because obviously the Velveteen Dream,
is over.
isn't, but it's also not the only character he's ever going to have. This is pro wrestling. He's either going to evolve or he's going to be gone.
He's gonna wear a suit at some point and be like just straight laced as fuck.
Like
Like
Austin.
Corey Graves style paisley suits.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
he'll pull an Austin where all of a sudden he's no longer, flamboyant, androgynous. All of a sudden he's straight laced and he's like, motherfucker, I'm the Dream.
I
and
want
I'm
the
better
Scott
than
Hall
you.
vest with the blood, but I want it with the purple smoke, like his pants. Yeah, give it to me.
Sploosh. Yeah, that match was awesome, but the final match,
The main event
the main
of
event,
the evening.
the main event of the evening, Wargames, which, as I said on Saturday night, is the fucking absolute most WCW bullshit I've ever seen.
And it's amazing.
It's super good, but it's like only in WCW would they be like, you know what? Hold on, baby. How about we take 2 rings and we put them side by side, and then we wrap a cage around them, and then it's like a couple guys, but then there's more guys, and then eventually, like an hour and a half later, the fucking match actually starts, baby. and they were just like, fucking Dusty.
Have you been working on that?
No. They were just like, Dusty, that sounds amazing. It's like, oh, shut up, baby. You know what you... That was actually just Bender. But
With a little baby Cody Rhodes,
Yeah.
and he's just patting him on the head.
yeah. But it's like, WCW was just like, fuck it. Let's just try all this nonsense, and eventually something will stick. And
You got to understand.
it is actually...
It was the most carny version of
great.
wrestling.
Dusty and
Absolutely.
Rick and, you know, a lot of those guys, the guys from the 60s and the 70s, they were at the initial evolution of pro wrestling where it was becoming bigger. It was becoming a spectacle. Whereas before that, it was still old-timey wrestling.
Yeah, where you
They
could
were the
do
ones-
just two dudes in a ring.
Yeah, Dusty
Every
was one of
single
those
match.
guys, you
Yeah.
know, Stan Hansen, you know, all these guys from, like, NWA, like, old school NWA, like, Memphis Championship, like, all the territory days. They were the ones like, well, how do we stop people from driving an hour to the next, you know, county over to see their wrestling?
Yeah.
How do we get them to come see ours? And they were like, you know, steel cages, you know,
Yeah.
barbed wire, things that
Yep.
said the South.
Yep.
And I felt like WCW, you know, especially in its early days, you know, the late days of the WCW being part of the NWA, and, you know, under like Jim Crockett Promotions,
Yeah.
and becoming like World Championship Wrestling under, you know, Ted Turner and all that, they wanted to stand out. I will always say that if you watch, let's say, pre-96 WWF, there really aren't any gimmick matches.
No.
There's a cage match, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, WCW and NWA, they were constantly evolving. Like, World War III, having a 2-ring battle royal, you know, doing the War Games match. You know, I remember they had one... This is a little later in WCW, but it was a cage match, but you couldn't escape the cage because it had like prison style barbed wire around the top of the cage.
Yep.
And it was like Flair and it may have been Hogan for all I know, but it was like they were always
Probably.
they were always evolving and expanding upon the matches they had available to them.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was great. WWE did that as well, like post 95, 96 when the Attitude Era, you know, and like The Undertaker, he had the casket match and the Buried Alive match, you know, and they had like some ones that didn't work out, like the Kennel from Hell match.
What are you talking about? It worked out great. There's
Poop.
dog shit everywhere.
Poor
Oh
Al
my
Snow.
god.
But yeah, it, like,
Well, they even did what's it called? WCW did that with Sting and Rick Steiner.
Yeah. Well, but WCW also had the
graveyard match. Vampiro and Sting.
the
Judy Bagwell on a pole.
the House of Horrors or
The one where you lit him on fire and threw
No.
him off the stage.
no, it's fuck.
What is that one?
Was
where
it the one-
Vampiro lights Sting on fire. And
That
throws
was
him
just
off the
a
Titan.
scaffold match.
Was it the
I'm pretty
one
sure.
where...
Was it?
I think so. No, I'm thinking of the one where the object. This is old school. This is like Abdullah the Butcher and fucking Cactus Jack are in this match, and the object was to put your opponent in an electric chair in the middle of the ring and electrocute them.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, what's that match called? But anyways, it's awesome, especially because Abdullah the Butcher is already old at this point and covered in scars.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this was like WCW allowing blood a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was pay-per-view, it wasn't on Universal
Remember
or
that
TBS
time
or
that
whatever.
fucking
It was a Human Torch match. That's what it was called.
Harry Funk got kicked by
Yeah.
a horse?
I've actually done one of those before.
Where he
It's
lit
not
Sting.
smart. It wasn't really Sting.
No,
it
it
was a
was-
stuntman.
But yeah, let's talk about
War Games.
War Games. That's another.
So let's
silly
go.
match.
Let's start by going over the monumental talent that was in this match. We had the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole.
Bebe,
Thank you. Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly,
Kyle O'Reilly, Cole O'Reilly.
and Bobby Fish against War Machine, Warbeard Hansen, Raymond Rowe. I don't give a shit about War Raiders. I'm always going to call them War Machine. Pete Dunne
New father.
and fucking Ricochet.
Ricky O'Shea, baby.
And when Pete Dunne, being the last man to enter the match, gets there and decides to bring in every toy he can imagine,
Yep.
and the match was already good before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that Bobby Fish locked him in the cage. Dude, I said it to you guys while we were watching it, but I was convinced that Pete Dunne was going to turn, and they gave me so many angles where I thought it was going to happen. When they did the X-Men intro,
And you were wrong, motherfucker.
I was. When they did the X-Men intro, though, it was him and Roddy right next to each other, and that was the front of the camera. And I'm like, it's going to happen right now. They're both going to turn, and he's just going to start hitting War Machine.
War Machine is... I've said it a million times on this fucking show. They're such a unique tag team because they're both just giant power monsters.
But that's the thing. They're not as big as they look on TV.
They're okay.
They're wide. Ray's a little taller.
Our favorite wrestlers are really short.
Yes. Compared to everyone else who was in that ring,
They're huge.
They're fucking monsters.
But they move like cruiserweights.
Yes. Well, not so much Ray Rowe. He's pretty agile, but he's not.
How about light
He reminds me of
heavyweights?
Hawk.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
From the G.I. Joe?
Yes. 100%. Reminds me of John Redcorn. Not at all. Sorry, we were talking about King of the Hill earlier.
That
He
boy,
may or
right.
may not be Joseph Gribble's father.
Spoiler alert! Come on, man.
Guys. Boomhauer was a Texas Ranger. The cop, not the baseball player.
Walker talks to Texas Ranger.
That style of Texas Ranger. Not like
Chuck Norris.
cowboy boot. Anyway, I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about.
Ray Rowe.
Oh, no, I was talking about
War Machine.
War Machine. Todd Hansen, Todd Smith, whatever his name is, Warbeard Hansen. He just... I was watching highlights of that because I have a friend who knows his father or something, electrical union type stuff, and I showed him a video, former clown, and I was like, this is your boy winning his first fucking pay-per-view match, just dominating. That spot where he jumped from one ring into the other onto the table, it's like, how does a guy, he's got to weigh, what, 3 at least?
Oh, yeah.
He's
Minimum, yeah.
a huge dude, and that he probably jumped, I don't know, 10 feet, and just destroyed Kyle O'Reilly.
Kylo Riley.
Kyle O'Reilly. They had to have wrestled a bunch back in the day.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of those guys, because Hansen was huge in New England.
Yeah, and Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
War Machine against Red Dragon.
Yeah, well, I'm just even saying the indies.
Yeah.
Hansen was huge in New England, and all of those promotions in New England were also using, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and did we look up if Adam Cole had ever hit Beyond or anything
I don't
like
know,
that?
but we did look it up, and it was I think around half of all of the participants
Of the entire pay-per-view.
of the entire pay-per-view were
Friend of the pod, Jay Rubin, said 13 out of 16.
13 out of 16. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
When 13 out of the 16 guys have wrestled for
Beyond
Beyond
wrestling.
That says a lot to Beyond, and just the talent that they bring in.
Funny because Beyond doesn't have a school. Chaotic obviously has a school now that Brian Fury's kind of merged the two together again.
Yeah.
Because it used to be the Chaotic Training Center, and then it was just New England Academy again, and etc.
Beyond is looking into it.
I know. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about, Joe Nolan.
Just saying.
Now I lost my train of thought.
They don't have a school.
Yes, but Chaotic bills themselves as the birthplace of stars. But
yeah,
it's kind of Beyond now.
Beyond that.
But Beyond doesn't train any of those guys.
No,
whereas Fury does. Fury's been training wrestlers for years.
I feel like it's one of those things where they need each other, because Beyond is a full-on wrestling promotion, where Chaotic is a wrestling show.
Chaotic is more because
it's more family friendly.
Which I think they're starting to move away from that, because they've had some pretty bloodbath matches lately.
Which I like both promotions. I go to more Beyond shows because they're usually in Worcester. And
yeah, I would love if Chaotic, because Chaotic used to run Hudson
Yeah.
And that would be great because it's like,
Yep.
25 minutes
Yeah.
away.
Yep.
No big deal.
Right.
And
I
the
don't want to
venue's
drive
nice.
to Woburn because...
Or, Lowell or
On
shit like
Friday.
that.
Right.
Yeah, you get out of work and you get to drive an hour.
Right. You have to drive to Woburn.
Dude, Hudson's like 10 minutes from my work. I would freaking love that.
Yeah.
And they have a great venue there if you've never been to the Hudson Elks Lodge.
No, I haven't.
It's a nice little venue. The last time I was there for a Chaotic show, the main event was Chase Del Monte versus JT Dunn Chaotic Heavyweight Championship Steel Cage match.
Oh, was that the one you were telling me about where I went through his arm?
No, it wasn't. That
No.
wasn't the match. That was a
like,
different match.
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Yeah, this was like 2 years ago. But it was one of those classic endings where Del Monte's crawling out of the door and JT Dunn plunges off the top of the cage into a group of dudes. But since he was on top of the dudes, Del Monte's feet hit first.
Oh, I love it.
I
love
the
it.
cage is like fucking a foot from the ceiling, and Dunn's like hunched on top of it waiting for his spot. And I was like, dude, bro's gonna fall off and just die.
I love it.
It was good, but Wargames. It's a double cage, not double high, double wide,
Double
wide.
just like a trailer.
2 rings.
not like Tommy Collins' trailer.
One
though.
big ass cage.
No, Tommy Collins trailers.
The one thing I don't know if I like or dislike is that the original Wargames cage had a top because it
I
was
wish it
really.
did.
Well, then we wouldn't be able to get cool flippy spots.
No, you still could. I feel like there's ways because like
You would have seen Ricochet swing from the top of one to another into a Hurricane Rana or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
probably.
But if you were, you probably don't.
Life
I don't know if
finds
you've
a
ever
way.
watched them. But the top of the cage in the original Wargames match was so low that like when they were like, you could like reach up and like hold on to the top without jumping. Just like boom, there it is.
There's a DDP. It's DDP Raven, and I forget what they call it. Some sort of street fight. But they had like VCRs and shit in the ring, and it was
a Ravens Rules match.
It was right. It's basically a Hell in a Cell, but not like you can't get out to the floor. It's like the cage is along the edge of the ring.
TNA was doing it for a while. They called it Lethal Lockdown.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like War Games where people would enter, and at the end they would lower a top onto the cage, and the top had weapons attached to it. I remember one of them, Jeff Hardy, went to the top of the cage, set up a ladder, and then swantoned off the top of the ladder through a table that was on top of the cage. And I get a little bit of vertigo when it comes to heights, and I was worried. I was like, Jeff's gonna die.
That very easily could have broken.
Jeff Hardy's fucking nuts.
No, their cages were a lot more well built than like say like late '90s WWE Hell in a Cell cages that broke apart and people fell through them.
They did it in sections. Yeah.
I really liked that era of TNA, like when they did the Lockdown pay-per-view where every match was a steel cage match.
That must have been shit to see live.
Then they had when they had the 6-sided ring, they had the 6 sides of steel. I don't know. I'm a really big fan of like 2002 through like 2010 TNA.
I love cage matches.
It's true. That was when we had Beer Money, James Storm and fucking Bobby Roode.
Yes.
Who had James Storm to this day. I'm not a huge fan of country music, but his theme song in TNA, what is it? Tall Necks and Rednecks. It's just like super fucking country, like southern rock.
My friend had the I drink beer with your mom while your dad watches shirt, and he knows how like I don't like any attention brought to me when I'm in public, and he would wear it with me to events on purpose, just so that like awkward events, just so that people would know. Like we go to the Celtics and he'd wear it, and I'd be like, "Come on, dude."
I don't like attention either. Anyways,
he also knows that I hate talking in the bathroom, and so he will go to the furthest urinal away from me and try to have a full-on conversation. And if I'm not responding, he'll just go, John, I'm looking right at you, John," like so that everybody knows.
That's awkward.
I would hate that.
He also listens to the pod now, so he's gonna hear all this.
Gross.
What's
Why
up,
would you
brah?
do that?
Thanks for listening. Despite the first 2 matches not being great, I thought.
And they weren't like it wasn't that they were bad. It was just
They were warm-up matches.
I think we
which
have
they usually
such
aren't.
high expectations for what NXT offers that like and it's not anyone's fault.
No,
It's like it wasn't like a creative did a poor job. It was just like The first match was a squash. I'm not a huge fan of squash matches in the first place.
Especially on pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's a no-no for me. If this was on NXT television that this happened, I kind of wouldn't have cared. I'd just been like, all right, whatever.
The fact that Matt Riddle had, like, if that was his first match,
that would have been horrible.
I think it would have been better, but the fact that he already wrestled some fucking no-name jobber who we'll never see again.
Which one was it? I missed it.
I don't know. It was just some dude in a singlet. I think he was English. And they had a 5-minute match where...
He showed off his different bro moves.
Yes. The other guy got some offense in. So then you're going to take...
Dijak and Ricochet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you're going to take a guy who has had title opportunities and get squashed right away.
Especially because,
Chris
Hero, Cassius Ohno, whatever you want to call him, especially for a dude who's maybe not in the best shape of his life, the guy works.
Yes.
The guy works better than 90% of the people in that company.
Yep.
And that's whole
and
company.
Does whatever they ask him to.
Yes. Yeah. Like, wears stupid basketball uniforms.
No, that's the only reason. No, that's what they don't want him to do. That's why he got fired the first time, because his weight and he refused to take off his shirt.
He's like a fat kid.
So, because Vince still had a lot of control at that time,
Yeah.
like Triple H hadn't taken over NXT completely at that point,
Take over.
and Vince hated him. Vince did not like Cassius. He loved him because he was such a good performer, but he hated how he looked.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kevin Owens. Like Kevin Owens is lucky he's in the position that he is.
Well, Kevin Owens is going to be the
him.
reason that KO moves up, if that's any, because the
Kevin Owens is going to be the reason KO moves up.
well, for that issue, that
Cassius
issue is no
Ohno.
longer an
Cassius Ohno.
issue.
Is
Cassius
that,
Ohno
you
or
can't call
Kevin
him
Owens?
KO because Kevin
Sorry.
Owens is KO.
Okay.
Fuck. God. Idiot. Sometimes I just want to kill myself.
That was
The bar KO.
I know.
Oh, that's why you said the bar KO. Now it makes sense. It's still not good, but it makes sense now.
Less sense.
No, it makes way more sense.
I thought it was going to be with Randall Orton.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And can I just ask that if you were on Squared Circle on Reddit, you don't need to post every Becky Lynch tweet.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay, guys.
Thank you.
I don't go
Or
on Squared
everybody's-
Circle anymore just
Everybody's
because.
responses to Becky Lynch's tweets.
Yeah, it's like we get it. Becky
Yeah.
Lynch is the best thing going in wrestling right now.
Squared Circle is a terrible subreddit.
What is up with her face?
I mean, it's pretty.
Well, no, it's she's one of the better looking wrestlers in the world.
I mean, she's no Velveteen, but
She's no Finn Balor.
those traps, man.
Dude. Finn Balor, it's like
What's your traps? Is that your legs?
no,
or-
your traps
Traps
is
are up here.
All right, I don't fucking know
It's
muscles.
this muscle.
Oh no, that's the
I don't
your
have
traps
muscles.
Are your back. Your
I don't
traps
have
are your
muscles. I
back.
just have like a
your
shape.
lats. Your lats are like, you know how Neville, it looks like he can't quite put his arms down.
I don't think he can.
That your armpit muscles, those are your lats.
Cool.
And if
Finn
you
Balor's
have,
very pretty.
If you have, Finn Balor's a beautiful
Him and Becky
man.
should just get married,
right?
and make beautiful
Dude,
babies.
they would just be beautiful potato babies. And
Isn't he dating Kathy Kelly?
I don't know.
They were at some point.
Good for him. Good for her.
Oh. Alexa Bliss is cruiserweight champion because that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
She owns 50%
Yeah,
of the belt.
Mrs. Cruiserweight. Yeah.
Oh, are they married?
No, they're engaged, I think.
Ew. Anyway,
Are you sad now that you won't get your chance with Buddy Murphy?
is he still cruiserweight champion?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you watched Survivor Series with us. You saw him retain.
I didn't watch Survivor Series with you.
Oh yeah, you didn't. We only watched
Takeover
Wargames.
with you, you wiener.
I can't remember shit. Did you not watch Survivor Series?
No.
How did you talk about it so much?
I just knew what a couple matches were,
Oh.
and I said what the matchup was.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you
no.
guys talked about
Buddy
it.
versus Mustafa Ali.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
They're both
And it
very
wasn't
good.
a pre-show match. It was
Yeah.
in the
Really?
middle of the card.
Middle of
No
the card.
shit, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it was probably the best match of the night.
Nice.
It was
may watch that in
Ali
a bit.
runs. He goes to the top rope.
Yeah.
Murphy scrambles up and just literally pushes him, so he flies off top rope, never touches the ground, and hits the barricade.
It was bad.
Brutal.
Ow.
Like, his feet probably touch the ground as he's hitting the barricade. He had no time to roll, or it just boom.
Ow.
And of course, we got the classic Spanish fly off the announce table,
Yep.
because that's what they do now, and it's a spot I will never get sick of.
Nope.
What match did I watch where there was a Spanish fly?
Was it
Was it a
Super
Cedric
Showdown?
Alexander match?
No.
Because Cedric Alexander does the standing Spanish fly now, which is insane.
Yep.
Oh, it was Kenny Omega against Phoenix
Oh.
from
yes.
Northeast Wrestling. Somebody posted that on Reddit, and I watched that in school the other day. And my friend who...
Is that the one where Omega says, "I'll never do that again"? Off the top rope?
I don't remember.
Oh, no, that was him and Ibushi. I'm sorry, never mind.
We were like... I don't know, we don't do shit in school this year, so we just kind of watch wrestling. Well, I watch wrestling, and I just make my friend watch it with me. But, yeah, it was just... Kenny Omega's really good at wrestling, as is Phoenix.
He's all right.
And I thought about, like, I legitimately thought about... It was in Poughkeepsie, New York, for Northeast Wrestling, like, 2 weeks ago, and I legitimately thought about buying a ticket, but nothing was, like, cheap. I don't know. It was too expensive for a seated wrestling match. I don't know. Hey, it's been 104 minutes. Or
Nope.
64 minutes. I don't know. However time works.
Time is abstract.
It's a circle, man.
Whoa.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Good
Gonna
night.
drink some more Lone Stars.
Thanks for listening, guys. I hope that was better than the last one.
Why would you pluralize Lone Rangers?
No, Lone Stars.
There's 3 of you. How can you're not exactly lone?